What if I told you that some of the world's richest countries are also the smallest? Intrigued? Keep watching to find out why. Many people are surprised to learn that tiny nations like San Marino, Luxembourg, and Singapore are among the wealthiest. These small countries often have sophisticated financial sectors and tax regimes that attract foreign investment and professional talent. Others, like Qatar and the UAE, are rich in natural resources like oil and gas, fueling their immense wealth. Macau, Asia's gambling haven, remains affluent despite years of lockdowns and travel restrictions. But what does it mean for a country to be rich? It's not just about GDP, it's about GDP per capita. Dividing a nation's GDP by its population gives a clearer picture of individual wealth. Small countries often have large economies relative to their small populations, making them appear richer. However, to truly understand wealth, we must consider purchasing power parity, PPP, which accounts for local costs and inflation. High PPP doesn't always mean everyone is better off. Structural inequalities can skew the average. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed these disparities, showing that resources weren't equally accessible to all. Low-paid workers were hit hardest by lockdowns, while high-paid workers could work from home. As the pandemic subsided, inflation surged, and geopolitical turmoil further strained economies. Lower-income families are often the most affected by rising prices of basic necessities. In the world's poorest countries, per capita purchasing power is less than $1,500, while in the richest, it's over $110,000. The IMF warns that some wealth statistics are inflated by tax havens, where wealth is generated elsewhere. A global deal to ensure big companies pay a minimum tax rate of 15% was signed in 2021 but is yet to be implemented. Norway, with its large offshore oil reserves, has a high per capita GDP and one of the smallest income inequality gaps. The United States, a large and wealthy nation, has seen economic growth driven by pandemic measures and falling energy prices. San Marino, the oldest republic in Europe, has low income tax rates and a resilient economy. Switzerland, known for its banking and insurance services, has the highest density of millionaires in the world. The UAE, once reliant on oil, now has a diversified economy with tourism, construction, and finance. Qatar, with its vast oil and gas reserves, remains one of the richest despite recent economic challenges. Singapore, a business-friendly hub, attracts high-net-worth individuals with its tax-free capital gains and dividends. Ireland, a major corporate tax haven, benefits from multinational companies but has a significant income gap. Macau, with its booming casino industry, has rebounded from the pandemic to become one of the richest regions. Luxembourg, at the heart of Europe, uses its wealth to provide high living standards for its citizens. Despite global financial pressures, Luxembourg's economy has remained resilient. The pandemic, inflation, and geopolitical events have all tested the resilience of these wealthy nations. Yet, their small populations and large economies have allowed them to maintain high standards of living. The world's richest countries offer a fascinating glimpse into how wealth can be concentrated in small areas. Stay curious and keep exploring the complexities of global wealth. The world is full of surprises.